Hello, hello, it's Stephanie. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching my channel. I'm organizing my stash. I can't believe how excited this makes me. If you're a sewer, you probably have some fabric stashed away for future projects, and it's just always a dilemma where to put it and how to put it and how to get to it. And I think I have some really fun ideas to share that I came up with for my own stash as I organized it. Before I tell you the solution, I want to tell you the problem. The problem is I had all these different sizes of fabric. Some were small, some were big, some were thick, some were thin. Just all these different sizes of fabric. One solution didn't seem to be an answer for me. And so started with the small pieces, and I used the comic book cards. I'm sure you've heard of this. If you haven't, you're just prepared to be amazed. These are comic book cards, just like comic books. Remember those? And they sell them for collectors in these huge packs. And you get them on Amazon. Let me show you what they look like. So this is what they look like, comic book cards. You get them in a huge pack. They're not very expensive. I got mine on Amazon, maybe at the local comic book store if you have one. But you get a big pack of these, it'll last you a long time. And so basically, that's to wrap the fabric around. Let me undo one and show you what it looks like. So basically, here's my piece of fabric. This is a half a yard, but it could be a yard easily if it's this thin. If it was thick, like fleecy, sweatery something, it really gets too big. And so that will go to another solution I'll show you in a minute. But this is great for this size fabric. So you just fold it. Now, I'm not a perfectionist. It would be so easy to be a perfectionist on this. If you are, you're probably going to absolutely love folding your fabrics. And I actually enjoyed just sitting there folding all my fabrics. I had a big pile of them, and I started with folding them to the size of the comic book. I like to leave a little space, but I folded them, and once I wrapped it, sometimes I had to fold it a little just to make it fit, but this just fits so easy. And then this is just a piece of elastic from my mask making. I was making a lot of masks, and I had a bunch of this left over, and so I thought, what a great way to put this around. And I just loop it around and tied a little knot, and that way it's not poking holes in my fabric or leaving a mark at all. It's just so easy, and it's kind of cute, and it's stretchy, so it fits whatever size my fabric made the comic book board be. So here we go. They're all kind of no rhyme or reason to how you line them up. You just sort of file them like a book, and they sit like this on a bookshelf. And I'll show you my shelf. I have a bunch of them behind me. People wonder what that is. It's fabric wrapped around comic book cards. Can you see it on this shelf right here? And then I have another shelf of some more of these because I had more than would fit up there, and it's right up here. And actually, let me just show you now. And right on the end, did you see? These are just some fat quarters that I had. I'm not a quilter, so I don't have a whole lot of these. And I just think they're cute. I don't even know if I'll ever use them, but they've come in handy a bunch of times. I have made a few masks out of these, and just some other little, if I need a quick little piece of fabric, this is a great way. And if I had some scraps that, I wanted to fold in this manner, I could, or I could actually take all of these and wrap them around a comic book card. Your choice. So there's two ways to store small, thin fabric. And it's really actually very pretty. I have all of these colors out. They're on that shelf and that shelf. But I have some darker colors that are more my fashion colors because I wear a lot of black and dark and jewel tones. That's not what this decor is all about. So some of my wrapped comic book card fabric is in the closet and not out where it can be seen. And that's kind of another part of my dilemma. I wanted to store fabric where I could see it, but I've spent a lot of effort decorating this room, and I just have to tell you, I love this room so much. It gives me so much joy. Every time I come in here, I want to straighten it up and sew in this beautiful space. It makes me so happy. And these days, things have been so crazy. You got to find your happy wherever you can. And it makes me happy to look around and see my favorite colors. And when I see this stack of colors, it fits this decor. This color not so much. So I have some shelves across from me, and I'm going to show them to you as a finished product in just a minute, but I knew I wanted to put my big fabric up there. So the problem with big fabric, I don't know if you have some 2 yards, 3 yards, big pieces of fabric, or maybe fleecy sweater knits or things that are bulky and they take up a lot of space. I had them in my closet, which is right behind the camera, and I went like, what happened to that piece of fabric? And I would go and this is pile of just folded fabric, right? And it's kind of like you're in the store and you're trying to find the size at the bottom and you pull it out and the whole pile's a mess now and you feel like guilty for messing up somebody's work. Well, I would go in my closet, I would look for a fabric, pull a piece out, the whole thing would be a mess. I would have my fabric, and then it just get messier and messier, and it got to the point where I really didn't even know what was in there. Like, I couldn't really see all the fabric, and I thought I need to store it where I can see it. So I decided to fold it all nice and neat and put it on these shelves that are across from me. And then I thought, problem, it's not decorative. These fabrics don't match this decor, and I don't want to mess it up. I don't want a bunch of black fabric up on that wall. I want it to be just as cute as this wall. So I started thinking maybe I would get some big bins or boxes, you know, those decorative cubes, or I started going on Amazon and I thought I really need something that fits that shelf that's right opposite of me. And so I measured the shelf and I knew the deep and the height and the width. And I started looking for something that would fit, maybe 2 that would slide it. I mean, I was just really going to solve this. And then it hit me like inspiration. Laundry basket. I decided a laundry basket would be great. And I had just bought these laundry baskets. I had bought 2 of them. One that's going to go at the top of my stairs, you know, to throw different things in to go downstairs, and one in the bathroom, you know, just for dirty clothes. And then they would be cute and functional. So I thought, I wonder if that would fit. So I brought it in. It was a perfect fit. Like, it was a perfect fit. I couldn't have picked better. And look at that color. Obviously, it's my favorite color. And it's very inexpensive. I think they were $7.99 at IKEA. So here's the space. That's my dress form. I have a video on that if you haven't seen it. And then up here, we have some comic book cards and some fat quarters, and then fabric. I still haven't organized all these drawers. Some of them, like these 2 right there, hold patterns. Let me just show you. I actually want to do a tour of the sewing room. I've just gotten to a spot where I'm really happy with everything, but just look how simple it is. And so when I look at this wall, it still looks like it goes with this room. So I put it up there and I thought, oh my gosh, this fits great. So my next task was getting the fabric in the laundry basket. How was I going to do that? I kind of knew right from the get-go that rolling it was going to be my answer. It just seemed to make sense. Now, again, I wasn't being totally fussy about exactly how tall the rolls were. It just seemed what worked with that fabric. And what I did is I made a measurement with this tape measure, and I froze it at the number of height that I could go. As you can see, I didn't stick with it completely, but I tried to. So some of them ended up being a little bit smaller than my suggested height. See, this is just a little bit smaller. And then a couple of them were a little bit, see, that one's right on. But this one looks taller. No, it was just not sitting at the bottom. That one actually is the right size. So some of these in the back maybe are a little taller. Yeah, see, that one went over by like an inch. But I didn't mind because I knew I could kind of lean them a little. And the longer ones could be in the back and the shorter ones could be in the front. And it actually just makes it easier to see what's in here. And so that's how I did it. I just rolled it. I rolled up the fabric. I did not measure each piece and mark it to tell me what it is. I kind of wanted to, but then I thought, you know, I've done that before and it just never really mattered. I still end up unfolding and looking at the fabric anyway. So I kind of know my buying style is, if I don't know the project, I try to get 3. If I think it's going to be a top or something small, I'll do 2. So most of these pieces are 3 and 2 yards I can pretty much guess if I'm going to do a project that that's what's in here. And I kind of remember some of these, and I can see by the size of the roll that some of these are bigger than others. So you figure out how you want to do it. That's just how I did it. So I ended up going back to IKEA and getting more of these laundry baskets to fit my shelves. I ended up with 4. They're all full. Not cram full. I could actually add to it. don't add to it. Don't add to it. I could add to it, but I have to say, it's decorative, it's cute, it looks really cute in here, but I can actually see all of my fabric. Not like exactly all, but I see it. And it's been kind of inspiring me to want to use it more. And, you know, I feel like I have too much. I have way too much, and I really want to sew it down. And having it be like right in front of me, like right now, I remember some of these gorgeous pieces of fabric that I want to make. So, you know, it's easy to come in here and just kind of say, what's next? You know, what's next? Look at all that. And also, in those piles of folded fabrics, I was losing fabric. Like, I didn't know it was in there. If it was sandwiched between 2 pieces and I couldn't actually see it, I didn't even know it was there. Like, for example, this stretch denim, I bought this to make some pull-on denim jeans. I want pull-on denim jeans. It's definitely one of my next projects. And I was going to go shopping for fabric. I was going to look for this. I already bought it. I have it. Oh my gosh. So I would have bought that again. And I also, look at these 2 purples. They're so close to each other. How did I not know that? I already had a purple knit. So this is going to keep me from, hopefully, from buying the same things over and over. And I just really just love, love, love how it came together. It's just delighted me. And it makes me so happy to look at it, and I'm excited to share. And you know, we talk about stuff like this in my Friday Sews video. If you haven't seen that, hit the subscribe button and like this video and leave a comment. I'd love to see what your thoughts are. And come back for Friday Sews. It's every Friday. It's a lot of sewing and a little bit of life mixed in together. And if you haven't seen last week's Friday Sews, go take a look. And if you type in YouTube in the hashtag Friday Sews, you're going to see there's a bunch of other home sewists like me who also talk about a lot of sewing and a little bit of life. And it is fun. Better than TV. You will love these people are so interesting from all over the world. You know, it's so amazing. So hashtag Friday Sews, go take a look. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe. And if you want to stay in touch, come find me on Facebook. I'm on all the social medias, but the one I do the most is Facebook. It's just easy. So I hope this inspires you to organize your stash and use it up. And it did for me. I just love it. So it was really exciting. I want to thank you so much for stopping by and watching my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye now. Okay, this is kind of a PS. I don't want to refilm this whole video to just explain to you what that is. You'll need to watch my Friday Sews this week, where I taught my granddaughter how to sew, and so that's just an exercise step that I brought up to put the foot pedal on. So watch this week's Friday Sews, where you can kind of see her little project and the curiosity. You were probably wondering, what the heck? Is she that short?